Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will explore a shocking and suspenseful storyline that has rocked the foundation of Port Charles. It involves a long-lost character returning from the dead, a dangerous abduction, and the emotional upheaval of a family already in crisis. In the most recent twists, Nell Benson, presumed dead for 5 years, is revealed to be very much alive, and she is ready to re-enter the lives of those who once wronged her. The story brings with it perilous consequences for Michael Corinthos, Willow Tate, and their son Wiley as Nell's long-hidden revenge plot begins to unfold. 5 years ago, Nell's fate seemed sealed when she fell to her presumed death in a confrontation with Carly Spencer. Nell had long been a troublesome character, constantly scheming to destroy Carly and those she loved. The two women's tumultuous relationship reached its peak in a heated battle, where Nell's life appeared to end when she fell down a ravine. However, what everyone believed to be Nell's death turned out to be a shocking misinterpretation of events. Nell's body was never recovered, and as it turns out, she survived. Nell was discovered by a kind local resident who, unaware of her criminal past, took her in and helped nurse her back to health. However, Nell had suffered a significant blow to her head in the fall, resulting in complete amnesia. For years, she lived without any recollection of who she was, what she had done, or the enemies she had made. The person who had once been known for her manipulative and malicious behavior was now a blank slate, a woman with no memory of her past. But as time passed, Nell's memories began to return in fragments. The healing process gradually led her to recall the significant events and people that had defined her life, most notably, her bitter feud with Carly and the desire for revenge that had consumed her. The more Nell remembered, the more vengeful and determined she became. Now fully aware of the people who had wronged her, Nell is ready to return to Port Charles and exact her revenge on those who believed her to be gone forever. Meanwhile, in Port Charles, Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate are engaged in a legal battle for the custody of Wiley, the child that Nell and Michael share. Despite the tensions in their relationship, both Michael and Willow are determined to secure Wiley's future, especially now that they have become increasingly concerned about his well-being, as his biological mother, Nell, remains an unknown and dangerous factor in their lives. However, Michael and Willow seem to have forgotten something crucial in their quest for Wiley's custody. Wiley is in fact Nell's biological child. While Michael and Willow have the best of intentions, they are unaware that Nell, alive and more dangerous than ever, still considers Wiley her son and will stop at nothing to reclaim him. The situation takes a drastic turn when Nell, now fully aware of everything that has transpired in her absence, decides to make her return known in the most devastating way possible. Fearing that she will be arrested as soon as she steps foot in Port Charles, Nell devises a bold and dangerous plan, one that involves kidnapping her own child, Wiley. Nell chooses to strike while Drew and Willow are at home, taking advantage of the opportunity when Drew steps out. She sneaks into the house, silently entering without raising suspicion. What follows is a confrontation that no one could have predicted. Willow, still unaware of the full scope of the danger she faces, encounters Nell during the abduction attempt. Nell, driven by pure rage and the need to reclaim her son, quickly overpowers Willow. Despite Willow's resistance, Nell is able to incapacitate her with ease and proceed with the kidnapping. In a shocking and swift turn of events, Nell successfully takes Wiley from Drew and Willow's home. When Willow regains consciousness and realizes what has happened, her heart sinks. In a panic, she immediately calls the police, her voice trembling with fear as she informs them of Nell's return and her involvement in the kidnapping. She explains the horrifying truth that Nell, the woman she had thought was gone forever, is alive and responsible for taking Wiley. As Willow makes the distressing phone call, she also contacts Michael, her voice shaking with panic as she informs him of the abduction and the truth about Nell's return. Michael, who has been through his fair share of challenges and heartbreak, is stunned into silence. The shock of hearing that Nell is alive and has taken their son sends waves of disbelief and terror through him. He knows all too well the dangerous lengths Nell is willing to go to in order to get what she wants. He also knows how manipulative and dangerous she can be, and the thought of her controlling Wiley fills him with dread. Michael's reaction is one of sheer panic and disbelief. He immediately begins to make arrangements to track down Nell and bring Wiley back safely. But the gravity of the situation weighs heavily on him. Nell's return threatens not only Wiley's safety, but also Michael's emotional stability. The knowledge that his worst enemy, someone who has caused him immense pain in the past, has returned to his life once more feels like a cruel twist of fate. Michael's mind races with the memories of everything Nell did to hurt him, his family, and those he loved, and he knows he cannot allow her to have any control over Wiley's life again. Meanwhile, Nell, now on the run with Wiley, is determined to keep her son away from Michael and Willow at all costs. She knows that her criminal record and past actions will make it impossible for her to return to Port Charles without facing arrest. Nell, always calculating and manipulative, sees this as her only opportunity to regain control over Wiley's future. She will stop at nothing to ensure that she is the one who raises him, believing that she is the only one who truly understands him and has the right to be his mother. The tension in Port Charles continues to mount as the search for Nell intensifies. Michael, Willow, and the entire Corinthos family band together to find and rescue Wiley, each of them dealing with their own fears and emotions as the clock ticks down. For Michael, the situation is deeply personal. His love for Wiley, his guilt over his inability to protect him, and his fear of what Nell might do next weigh heavily on him. For Willow, the pain of losing Wiley is unbearable. She has become a mother to him, and the thought of Nell taking him away is something she cannot accept. Nell's actions, though driven by a twisted desire for control, highlight the lengths to which she will go to in order to manipulate and destroy the people around her. Her return to Port Charles, her manipulation of Michael, Willow, and the Corinthos family, and her decision to kidnap Wiley set the stage for an explosive showdown. What lengths will Michael go to in order to protect his son? Will Nell's plan succeed, or will she finally face the consequences of her dangerous actions? As the story unfolds, the residents of Port Charles find themselves caught in the web of Nell's dangerous return. The once quiet life of the Corinthos family has been upended by the reappearance of a vengeful and manipulative woman determined to tear their lives apart. This storyline will undoubtedly continue to captivate viewers as it unfolds, raising the stakes higher and higher with every twist and turn. Next, we will uncover the whirlwind of trials awaiting Carly Spencer as she grapples with three monumental challenges in the heart of Port Charles. From family secrets threatening to unravel to high-stakes business deals and personal pleas laced with deception, Carly's world is about to be rocked in ways even she might not anticipate. Join us as we explore the intricate drama set to unfold in the upcoming episodes of GH, packed with tension, confrontations, and unexpected alliances. Escalating tensions over a hidden truth. First on Carly's daunting list of obstacles is her relentless effort to curb Lulu Spencer's dogged pursuit of a deeply buried family secret. Under the amber glow of a late afternoon at Kelly's diner, Carly issues a stern caution to Lulu, her voice a mix of frustration and concern. Lulu is well versed in Carly's protective stance over Brooke Lynn Quartermain's covert adoption, a child she has kept hidden from Dante Falconeri for years. Carly has tirelessly argued that exposing this truth would unleash a torrent of devastation upon multiple families, fracturing bonds that have held strong through countless storms. Yet her anxiety spikes when she learns that Lulu refuses to abandon her quest, driven by an insatiable need to unearth the reality behind Brooke Lynn's closely guarded past. The stakes soar even higher when Carly receives a startling update during a hurried phone call with a trusted confidant. Lulu's latest theory points to Giovanni Gio Palmieri as the grown-up child of Dante and Brooke Lynn, a suspicion that sends shockwaves through Carly's resolve. Lulu's certainty stems from a charged moment she witnessed at a recent family gathering, where Lois Cerullo, Brooke Lynn's mother, leapt to Gio's defense during Dante's heated accusations over Rocco Falconeri's near-fatal intoxication incident at a local party. Pairing this observation with Ned Quartermain's offhand remarks about timelines and Gio's birth during a casual chat at the Quartermain mansion, Lulu pieces together a puzzle that seems to fit too perfectly. Despite Carly's desperate plea punctuated by a firm declaration of "It's Gio," from Lulu the determined journalist remains unshaken. A fiery showdown looms during the week of May 12, 16, where Carly will sound the alarm once more, warning of the catastrophic chaos that could erupt if Lulu presses forward with her revelations. Aiding Jason in a battle for Sonny Sip's trust. Carly's second challenge emerges as she steps into the fray to support Jason Morgan during a critical rift with Sonny Corinthos, a man whose decisions often sway between ruthless pragmatism and personal loyalty. In a tense encounter at Sonny's penthouse, surrounded by the lingering scent of espresso and cigar smoke, Jason clashes with Sonny over a perilous business move, selling his prized peers to Jen Sidwell, a figure notorious in Port Charles for his shady dealings and treacherous reputation. Jason, viewing Sidwell as the epitome of untrustworthiness after hearing whispered tales of double crosses from dock workers, finds himself at odds with Sonny's bullish determination to finalize the deal, believing it will secure his empire's future. Desperate to sway Sunny before irreversible damage is done, Jason turns to Carly, knowing her influence as Sunny's ex carries a unique weight. They convene for a late-night strategy session in the back office of the Metro Court. Maps of the piers sprawled across the desk as they brainstorm ways to penetrate Sunny's stubborn resolve. Carly, with her sharp intuition and years of navigating Sunny's complexities, suggests appealing to his protective instincts for the family, highlighting how Sidwell's involvement could endanger everyone Sunny holds dear, from his children to his loyal associates. The air is thick with urgency as they debate whether a direct confrontation or a more subtle approach, perhaps a staged conversation overheard by Sunny, will prove more effective. Will Carly's persuasive prowess turn the tide, or will Sunny's pride blind him to the lurking danger of this ill-fated transaction? Navigating Nina Sitt's desperate plea for silence. Adding to Carly's mounting burdens is a dramatic entanglement with Nina Reeves, whose past machinations continue to cast long shadows over their interactions. Nina, in a state of near panic after her schemes unravel, arrives at Carly's doorstep under the guise of a truce, her eyes betraying a mix of fear and desperation. Carly, already privy to Nina's role in Drew Kane's drugging fiasco and the ensuing chaos involving Jacinda, braces herself for what's coming. Nina's request is monumental. She begs Carly to swear secrecy over her misdeeds, clutching at the fragile hope that silence will preserve her tenuous bond with Willow Corinthos. In the softly lit living room, with the distant hum of Port Charles nightlife filtering through the window, Nina paints a dire picture. If the truth spills, she could lose Willow forever, the one relationship she's fought tooth and nail to salvage. Carly, perched on the edge of her couch, listens with a guarded expression, her mind racing through the implications of Nina's plea. She recalls the pain Nina's actions have already inflicted, from Drew's ordeal to the ripple effects on her own family. Yet there's a flicker of empathy as she considers Willow's perspective, how the revelation could shatter the young woman's trust in her mother. Nina, sensing Carly's hesitation, doubles down, weaving a narrative of redemption and second chances during their hour-long exchange, even hinting at undisclosed favors she could offer in return. The moral tightrope Carly walks is precarious. Will she honor Nina's request to keep the secret buried, risking her own integrity, or will she prioritize honesty, potentially devastating Willow in the process? The weight of this decision hangs heavy as Carly wrestles with the consequences that could redefine her relationships in Port Charles. A trio of trials testing Carly Sipp's resolve. As the upcoming episodes of ABC General Hospital unfold, Carly Spencer stands at the epicenter of a perfect storm, facing challenges that test her strength, loyalty, and moral compass like never before. Her battle to deter Lulu from exposing Brooklyn's heart-wrenching secret adoption threatens to ignite a family war, with Gio's identity as the possible linchpin of chaos. Simultaneously, her alliance with Jason to thwart Sunny's dangerous deal with Jen Sidwell places her in the crosshairs of a business feud that could have deadly repercussions. And finally, Nina's impassioned plea for silence over past sins forces Carly into a corner where every choice carries profound personal cost. Will Carly succeed in halting Lulu's quest before irreparable damage is done, or will the truth about Gio explode into the open? Can she and Jason pierce Sunny's stubborn exterior to avert a catastrophic alliance with Sidwell? And how will Carly navigate Nina's request, balancing her disdain for deceit with the potential fallout for Willow? Next, we will dive into the emotional maelstrom surrounding Willow Corinthos as she faces a heart-wrenching legal battle that threatens to tear her family apart. With custody papers looming, doubts about her partner Drew Kane mounting, and a search for guidance in unexpected places, Willow's world is on the brink of upheaval in Port Charles. Join us as we unpack the layers of drama, betrayal, and tough choices that await in this week's gripping episodes of GH. A shocking legal blow rocks Willow Sitt's foundation. In a devastating turn of events this week, Willow Corinthos finds herself staring down the barrel of a life-altering challenge as she is served with legal documents that could shatter her role as a mother. The papers, most likely delivered by a somber process server at the doorstep of her quaint home under the gray skies of an early Port Charles morning, are believed to be custody filings from her husband, Michael Corinthos. The documents signal Michael's intent to claim full custody of their beloved children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, leaving Willow reeling from the gut punch of potential loss. Her cozy living room, once filled with the laughter of her kids, now feels like a battleground as she clutches the papers, her mind racing with fear and disbelief at how quickly her family dynamic has unraveled. Drew Kane, Her steadfast companion through recent storms has repeatedly vowed to stand by her side, promising under the soft glow of their kitchen lamp that he won't allow Michael to strip Wiley and Amelia from her life. However, the cracks in Willow's trust are beginning to show, exacerbated by Drew's recent entanglement in a scandal involving drugging allegations that have plastered his name across tabloid headlines. As whispers of his missteps echo through the town's gossip circles, from the coffee counter at Kelly's to the halls of General Hospital, Willow can't help but wonder if her association with Drew paints her as an unfit mother in the eyes of a judge. The weight of public scrutiny bears down on her, and each doubtful glance from neighbors as she pushes Amelia's stroller through the park chips away at her confidence in Drew's assurances. Doubts creep into Willow Sip's heart. Willow's internal struggle has not gone unnoticed, as she's been confiding her wavering faith in Drew to close allies, including her mother, Nina Reeves, during a tearful conversation at Nina's elegantly decorated loft. Over cups of chamomile tea, Willow admits to second-guessing her choices, her voice trembling as she questions whether Drew's promises hold any real weight given the mounting chaos surrounding him. Despite these fleeting doubts, she tries to bolster herself, gazing at a framed photo of Drew playing with Wiley at the zoo, reminding herself of his inherent goodness and sincerity. Yet a nagging whisper in the back of her mind urges caution, a tiny seed of mistrust that grows each time she overhears hushed discussions about Drew's scandal at the local market or sees the judgmental stares at parent-teacher meetings. The sordid details of Drew's predicament, a murky incident that has tainted his reputation with accusations of reckless behavior, cast a long shadow over Willow's image as well. She knows that in the cold, clinical gaze of a family court judge, her decision to align herself with Drew, especially after leaving Michael for his uncle, could be viewed as impulsive and irresponsible. Late at night, as she lies awake in their shared bedroom listening to the distant hum of the city, Willow begins to regret the speed with which she moved in with Drew, questioning whether she allowed passion to override prudence. A growing resentment festers as she silently blames Drew for nudging her into life-altering decisions before she was truly ready, wondering if her rush to build a new future has jeopardized the very foundation of her family. Faith in Drew falters amidst crisis. As the reality of the custody battle sinks in, Drew redoubles his efforts to reassure Willow, pacing their living room with fervent determination as he outlines plans to hire a top-tier attorney rumored to have connections in the Port Charles legal circuit. He insists they can outmaneuver Michael, his voice brimming with a confidence that Willow struggles to mirror. Each of Drew's affirmations, though well-intentioned, rings hollow to her ears, and her faith in his ability to safeguard her role as Wiley and Amelia's mother begins to crumble like a sandcastle against the tide. The once unshakable bond between them frays as Willow's eyes betray her skepticism, leaving Drew visibly shaken by the realization that he's losing control over the woman he loves and the stability he's fought to provide. In a moment of raw vulnerability, Willow pulls Drew aside during a quiet evening in their backyard, the chirping crickets a stark contrast to the heaviness in her words. She confesses that she's at a crossroads, needing to reevaluate everything: her relationship, her choices, and her priorities. With tears glistening in her eyes under the pale moonlight, she emphasizes that she'd move mountains to keep her children by her side, even if it means making unthinkable sacrifices. Drew, grappling with his own guilt over the scandal's impact, watches helplessly as the woman he cherishes slips into a state of uncertainty, unsure of how to bridge the widening gap between them or restore her belief in their shared future. Seeking solace in an unlikely confidant. Desperate for clarity amidst the turmoil, Willow turns to a newfound ally, Dr. Isaiah Gannon, whose calm demeanor and impartial perspective offer a lifeline in her storm of emotions. During a chance meeting at the hospital cafeteria, surrounded by the clatter of trays and the sterile scent of antiseptic, Isaiah listens intently as Willow pours out her fears over lukewarm coffee. He advises her with a steady, reassuring tone to prioritize her children's well-being above all else, urging her to consider stepping away from Drew's home, a symbolic and literal separation that might improve her standing in the custody dispute. Isaiah suggests reaching a compromise with Michael, perhaps through mediation at a neutral venue like the community center, to ensure Wiley and Amelia remain a central part of her life. While others, including Nina, have echoed similar sentiments in frantic late-night calls or hurried chats at the park, Isaiah's unbiased viewpoint strikes a deeper chord with Willow. His lack of personal stake in her romantic entanglements allows her to hear the advice without the filter of familial bias, and she finds herself lingering after their conversation, drawn to his quiet strength. As they share stories of their respective struggles, Isaiah hinting at a past marked by difficult choices in his medical career, their connection deepens, a subtle undercurrent of mutual understanding blossoming. Could this burgeoning friendship with Isaiah offer Willow not just guidance but a new emotional anchor as she navigates the wreckage of her personal life? A mother sits fight hangs in the balance. Willow Corinthos stands at a pivotal juncture in Port Charles, with the specter of losing Wiley and Amelia to Michael's custody claim, casting a dark shadow over her every thought. Her eroding trust in Drew Kane, compounded by his scandal-tainted reputation, threatens to unravel the life they've built together, while her own regrets over past decisions haunt her sleepless nights. Turning to Dr. Isaiah Gannon for counsel, Willow seeks a path forward that prioritizes her children, even as a new bond hints at unforeseen possibilities amidst the chaos. Will Willow be officially served with Michael's custody papers, cementing her worst fears? Can Drew salvage her faith in him, or has the damage from his scandal irrevocably altered their bond? And will Isaiah's impartial advice steer Willow toward reconciliation with Michael, or draw her closer to a confidant who might change everything? The answers await in the emotionally charged episodes of ABC General Hospital, where every heartbreak and hard choice shapes the future of Port Charles. Keep tuning into our channel for the latest spoilers, recaps, and exclusive insights into this gripping custody saga and beyond.